So in this week's guided meditation, I'd like us to work with posture. So what I find really important to remember with mindfulness meditation, that posture isn't the meditation itself. The real practice is picking a point of awareness, such as the breath, and bringing our attention back again and again. However, the posture can really support the practice. It's basically a way that we set ourselves up for success. So that's what we're going to do now. So what I'd like you to do is just take a look at the posture you're sitting in right now. If you are sitting on a pillow on the ground, on the floor, I'd like you to just make sure that your tailbone is higher than the knees, and that the knees need to be supported. So if your knees don't touch the floor when you're in a cross-legged position, I'd like you to find some blocks or some pillows or some folded up blankets or towels, and I'd like you to put them under your knees to ensure that your knees are supported. And just fiddle around with this for a few minutes until you really feel like you found a balanced position where you can easily sit with your back straight, but you're not having to hold yourself there. You feel completely supported. So you might have to play with the height of the meditation pillow you're sitting on. Maybe you need to make the pillow a little higher, add a second pillow, or maybe you need to make it a little lower. So let's take a few minutes and just play with your posture with this sense of the tailbone being raised and the knees being supported. If you are sitting in a chair, which is a total valid choice, because of course, as I said, the meditation itself isn't about the posture. The posture just supports the practice. So there's no reason we can't sit in a chair. There's a great story from Thich Nhat Hanh, where a student asks him, "What should I do? Every time I'm doing my sitting meditation on the floor, my knee hurts." And Thich Nhat Hanh says, "Well, then why don't you sit in a chair?" And the student says, "But aren't I supposed to work with my pain?" And Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Vietnamese meditation teacher and monk, says, "But don't you have pain enough?" So we're not looking to create any artificial pain in this practice. We want to be comfortable so that what we can really focus on is strengthening the muscle of mindfulness. So if you're sitting in a chair, what's really important is to see if you can come forward in the chair so your back's not slouched into the back of the chair. And you want your feet to be flat on the floor. If you're quite short, you might need to take a pillow or a yoga block, just something to put under your feet so that your feet are flat. If you find it's a strain on your back to be sitting forward in the chair, then you could always take a pillow and put it between your lower back and the back of the chair. So you're just supporting the lower back, and that kind of puts your back into an aligned position. So if you're doing your practice in a chair, why don't you take a few minutes right now and fiddle around with making sure your feet are flat on the floor and seeing if you want to put a pillow between your lower back and the back of the chair. If you need to pause this audio while you're getting into position, then please just press pause. When you are ready, when you're in a sitting position with your tailbone raised and your knees supported on the floor, or if you're in a sitting position on a chair and your feet are flat on the floor and your back is aligned, either coming forward on the chair or putting a pillow between your lower back and the back of the chair. When you feel ready, the invitation is to close your eyes. If for any reason closing your eyes isn't comfortable for you, just giving a soft gaze at a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to lead you now in a guided meditation to help bring your posture into alignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with leaning to the right. So I want you to lean your whole body to the right, just going as far as is comfortable. And then when you're ready, come back to sitting And lean your whole body to the left. Again, going as far as is comfortable. And now coming back to center, leaning to the right as far as is comfortable. And this time when you come back through center, I just want you to notice that spot where your body naturally wants to stop. Keep moving, but just notice. And now leaning again to the left. Coming back through center. Noticing the spot your body wants to stop. And now just do a small lean to the right, not as far. Coming back through center, noticing where your body wants to stop, leaning just a little bit to the left. Coming back through center, and when you notice that spot your body naturally wants to stop, just let it pause. Just let it rest right here. What does it feel like right now to be sitting in this position? What do you notice? Now we're going to lean forward and back. So taking your whole body and leaning as far forward as is comfortable. And then coming back up through center and leaning back as far as you can go that's comfortable. Coming back through center, leaning forward again. When you come back through center, noticing the natural spot where you want to pause, but keep going. Leaning back, maybe not as far. Coming back through center, noticing where your body naturally wants to stop, but keeping going and just giving a little lean forward, just a little movement. Coming back through center, seeing where you want to stop, but keeping going and giving a little lean back. And then as you come back to center, just stopping in that natural spot your body wants to stop. What does it feel like here? This is your natural spot of alignment. Now we're going to do a visualization, just keeping your body in this natural spot of alignment. And I want you to do a visualization. I want you to picture your back like it's building blocks stacked on top of each other. So I want you to stack your middle back on top of your lower back. This is just a visualization. Picture it. Picture your body completely aligned with your middle back stacked on your lower back, your upper back stacked on your middle back, your neck perfectly aligned with your upper back, and your head stacked perfectly on top of your neck. What does this look like in your mind's eye? Now what we're going to do is just make whatever subtle adjustments we need to make to the body to bring our body into the state that we visualized. These are just subtle adjustments. How do you need to tilt your pelvis? What do you need to do with your middle back? Where do you need to move your shoulders, your neck, your head, your chin? These are very nuanced movements, just subtle movements. And you probably have already made all of your little movements now. Now let's see if we can just relax a little. Just let the body really balance here. Really feel the alignment and the balance and the resiliency. Because when we're practicing mindfulness meditation, we don't need to sit completely still. There might be a tiny sway or a little twitch or a little adjustment or a little movement. And that's the energy moving through our bodies. And we really want to allow for that type of resiliency and subtle movement when we're practicing. We don't need to hold ourselves totally still. So just feeling the alignment and the balance in this position and the resiliency of the little movements that might happen. And there might be a little discomfort in this posture that we're in now because it's different than our habitual posture. And whenever we move our body in a new way or hold our body in a new way, we're strengthening different muscles or using different areas of the body. So there could be a little bit of discomfort or something you notice. And that's all right. Just notice whatever you notice. And now we're going to practice mindfulness meditation with the breath in this aligned posture. So now we're going to bring our attention away from thinking about the posture and adjusting the body. And let's bring the attention to the breath at the nostrils. Just noticing the breath at the nostrils. Noticing the inhalations and the exhalations. Just letting the attention be soft. If you're finding that your attention is elsewhere than the breath at the nostrils, just notice where the attention is then. Maybe it's still thinking about your posture. Maybe it's noticing something that's a little bit uncomfortable in the body, or maybe it's thinking about something you did earlier today or something you're going to do later today. Just notice, and then just steer the attention back to the breath at the nostrils. This is what it means to practice. It doesn't mean getting it right. It means we are practicing. We are changing the way we manage our attention. So just softly have the attention at the nostrils. And now we'll just practice again together, supporting each other in this practice. Just ask yourself, where is my attention now? And then just notice where your attention is. And with an attitude of loving compassion and friendliness to yourself, just steer the attention back to the breath at the nostrils. And again, if your attention has wandered off from the nostrils, that is normal. That is what we expect to happen in this practice. So let's do it together now. Just steer that attention back to the breath at the nostrils, noticing the inhalation and the exhalation. Just deepening the focus again at the nostrils. This practice is about repetition and about training, and really about bringing that little bit of discipline of coming back to the nostrils for our own benefit, for our own training in mindfulness. So in your own time, as you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back slowly.